Hey, what's going on, my YouTube friends? Today we're going to be looking at my Robinhood account for the whole year of 2023 and see how I did year to date. My goal was to hit 20% returns for the year of 2023 and to beat the S&P 500. I can tell you that I did not beat the S&P 500, but let's see what my year to date is. Maybe 3.55%. This was me picking my own stocks. This would have been a year where I should have just bought the S&P 500 and let that go on autopilot, not having to think about anything, just purchasing without any emotional decisions. We're going to take a look at all of my trades so far this year. If I would not have had my one or two bad trades, I think I would be up pretty nicely, but emotions did get in the way. I thought a company would do something they didn't. And that's a learning lesson we'll take into 2024. So let's just take a look at my trades this year. And then we're also going to look at what stock I'm looking at in 2024 to buy potentially next week or the week after. Let's jump on in. For 2023, let's go ahead and shrink my head. Let's make mine smaller. Okay, so we are again looking at my trades. We're gonna go ahead and collapse the trades that are still open, which are gonna be ticker symbol PET, VZIO, and MYPS. So we're just gonna do that, and I have it sorted on the right side. Right there, you can see my realized percentage and gain. So my worst trades for this year was ticker symbol AEY. As you can see, I held this one until at the very end. I should not have, but I was expecting a technical move, which again, trying to predict what the stock market will do is one of the most dangerous things you can do, just because the stock market can be manipulated, it can be shorted. There's a lot of different factors that go in. Companies could just let the stock fall to the wayside to dilute shareholders, grab money from retail investors, so on and so forth. So my big lesson here was getting my emotions involved, thinking something was going to happen that did not happen. So if we remove ticker symbol AEY, I think we would have had a good chance of doing pretty well this year. Moving down the list, ticker symbol ALRM, I took a 6.42% loss there. Not the worst, in my opinion. I think overall not that bad. Ticker symbol BITI, I took that position mid-November. I was waiting for Bitcoin to fall below support. It did momentarily, and then it went back up. And I did lose $11.52 on this play. Going down to ticker symbol ORGO. This is one that I cut right before earnings and the stock went up 100%. I wanted to be safe rather than sorry, and I am sorry rather than safe. So again, took a almost a 4% loss there. It could have went a lot worse. So again, I tried to protect my downside. Looking into positive territory now, my smallest positive gain. This was a scalp trade during the day. That was a 0.76% gain. It was during a very volatile time where a hit piece was put out on ticker symbol IEP, Carl Icahn and his business ongoings. That stock has not really recovered since. Looking at Tesla, a 4.5% gain here. And then also LTRX, a couple positions in LTRX for about a 4.75% gain, not bad. Looking at Dell Computers, this one I cut too early, but again, rather safe than sorry. This one's sitting around $70 right now, so I would have been better off holding. But hindsight is 2023. Ticker symbol BYD, Boyd Gaming. I'm definitely watching this one still today. 6% gain there, not bad. Ticker symbol CMT, this one ripped and roared up to 30, so I could have had a lot more gains. Again, I just was being conservative, took my gains. Not bad. Now we're getting into the 7%. Apple, nice little gain there. Again, Boyd Gaming, 7.5%. Microsoft, 10.16%, pretty good. DGHI, this was a Bitcoin mining play. This was a nice gain of 10.85%. ALRM, I did have a position that was slightly sold at a loss, and also my average did bring me up to 11% gain there. So not bad. And then my other Microsoft position, I dollar cost average down, and this brought me to a 13% gain for that position. Here's the other portion of my Orgo holdings, 14.74%, not bad. Honda Motor Corp, we can see right here, 16 and 17%, pretty good. CYBR, this was a solid 19.56% gain. LTRX, again, I was dollar cost averaging into that one. Around 24.94% gain, which is wicked sweet. Ticker symbol KRT, this one was awesome. 40% gains on 6 shares and 7 shares respectively. SDIG, this was a Bitcoin mining play as well, along with DGHI. And then KRT, 58.5% on 4 shares at $14 average. So across the board, not bad. I had 22 positive trades and 9 negative trades. So we can see that although I had less negative trades, they were more impactful on the downside. So lesson to take into 2024, don't marry a stock. Probably trade less in my opinion, because this is kind of time consuming. But yeah, trading less. I do like my core positions of MYPS, PET, VZIO. Really high conviction into these ones going into next year. I do think MYPS is going to be a 2024 consolidation play, so I don't think I'm going to get much of a return from MYPS. Ticker symbol PET, I think this one is being heavily manipulated. It gets up to 180, 190, and it gets brought back down to 170. My conviction here comes from the app itself. I've signed up for the app. I have not used it yet, but again, it's pretty spectacular. I mean, this is going to be a great add-on if a big pet company wanted to absorb this company with the infrastructure and the app already set up. I think this is a killer move. Vizio, this was one of Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley. I'm not sure. One of them said Vizio is going to be the biggest stock of next year. I'm not saying it will be, but I think once the stock gets around $10, $11, I might look at selling, but I like my position. I have a average price of $6.13, and I think the current price right now is like $7.70, so not bad. So next year, 2024, I think we're going to be looking more to conviction plays, trusting the charts a little bit more, and looking into longer term patterns where support has been put in. So I'll show you a good example in just a moment. So we just went over my trade log. What I'm going to do for 2024 is I'm going to make this a lot more simplified. I'm actually going to include a live link on all of my videos going forward, so you guys can just click it and see what trades I'm doing in real time. I mean, I do post in my YouTube communities page, so you can see all my trades there real time. But in terms of logging my trades, you can see that there in the spreadsheet form and see my realized losses, gains, etc. So now let's look at the stock that I'm excited about. Let me do some adjustments here. I can do it on the fly, maybe. Yeah, that's good. Okay, this works. So this is ticker symbol LEA. Um, Looking at this chart on the monthly, I don't see anything too spectacular, other than this stock has been trading at the same price for about 1 year going on two. And also the stock price was the same in 2019 and also 2017. So I think the stock has been in a little bit of a rut, with the all-time high being around $206. I'm going to show you my conviction here. So I have a couple things going on. I'm going to remove this one because, again, just a heads up, using patterns to try and predict the stock market is dangerous, so don't do it. Let's go off of history, which is what technical analysis essentially is. So what we're looking at here is it is called a Fibonacci arc. So what this essentially does, and just 20 seconds on a soapbox here, it essentially, you go from the highest high to the lowest low. So the highest high up here to the lowest low post the high. So the highest high was 206 and the lowest low after that was $63.20. So look how far back this goes to where it's being respected by the price. So right here you can see act as resistance. Now it's acting as support, resistance, or I'm sorry, support, and it's going up. Resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, triple support confirmation right here. Then it goes up, support, resistance all right here. And then look right here, we have resistance, support, support on this third one right here, which is crazy. Support. Well, you can see resistance, support. And then again, so all this resistance, it's having a hard time coming up here, and then it shoots up. It touches the third rung, acts as resistance right here, then it breaks it, support, and now it's kind of going back down here. And now what I'm going to be doing is watching for this stock to break this third rung, which is going to be at 146, but also this long-term channel right here that I'm nudging. And one thing that you have to ask yourself is, okay, how is the stock going to break not only this third rung, but also this long-term resistance? The stock has never broken above this resistance and stayed above it. So we have to do some research. But before I do some research, I'm more of a TA person. Let's look at monthly momentum and then yearly momentum really quick. All right, I think it's done loading. Sorry about that. All right, so the most important thing I want to show here is the MACD. We can see it's kind of curled up and now it's trying to decide where it wants to go. So I don't really see a definitive move here. You know, it's not saying, oh my God, like this is ready to roll up. It had the roll up and it had the roll down. Now it's trying to figure itself out. But if we look right here and let's see if I can just zoom in on it. Yeah. So looking at the past 6-7 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, 4 of the 7 months have buying, like normal, like it's positive, more buys and sells, these darker greens. And then we have what this brighter green is buying higher than the standard deviation of what's expected. So there's more buying on average for that month. And we would see the same thing on these red ones, except they would be bright red. So let me see if I can show you exactly a good example here. Sorry if this is, let's see. Like right here, see this color red right here? This is the standard deviation of red we would be looking at, where there's more selling than buying. And then let's just see if we can do this here. I apologize for the jumpiness. Okay. We can see the stock had a huge jump. This is back in 2009. I don't know if I want to go about that far back, just because I don't know how reliable that data is. But like right here, you can see, just for the MACD purposes, curled up, and right here you can see the stock price curled up. So now that we've looked at technicals, I just want to look at the yearly chart just really quick. Okay, so the yearly chart actually shows weakness down here. You can see 2023 did not close out in terms of a breakout year, but what has to happen for not only these stocks, but stocks in general, there has to be two parts. There has to be a story and there has to be technicals to go with it. Right now, the technicals don't really support a positive narrative unless the narrative is developing. So how do we find the narrative? We go to finviz.com. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on over to Finviz, and we're going to look at what the stock price should be, what their guidance is, and what their sales and EPS are. So let's go ahead and jump on over there. All right, so we are on the world's greatest website, finviz.com. It literally can change your life. We're going to go down and look at these financial metrics here, and just really quickly, we can see right here, it looks like the company is turning over a new leaf. I see a nice stair-stepping trend up. In terms of EPS, it's kind of all over the place. It looks like it was up high, lower, huge letdown right here, climbing back, took one step down. Who knows what the next year is going to be like. And looking at other financial data points here, the PE shows that this is kind of undervalued. The forward PE, meaning if business continues as is, it will be undervalued going into the future. Quick ratio is 1, which is good. It means they have enough cash if they had to close business tomorrow to pay off any debts, loans, etc. Looks like they have some debt and long-term debt, but it looks like they are addressing it slowly. EPS this year, 38%. Next year, 30%. They're guiding 5 years into the future, which is not reliable, 32%. The EPS over the past 5 years is down 21%. Sales is just 0.89%. Sales quarter over quarter is 10.3%. EPS Q over Q, 45%. And looking at insider transactions, looks like there's some insider selling. Institutions own over 103%. We're going to take a look at that as well. Gross margins are actually pretty low, 7%. Not signs of a high growth company, unfortunately. Shares float 58 million. That's pretty low for a float. The target price is 167 and the current price is 141. So analysts have high hopes for this one. Let's go ahead and plug in my calculation to see what the stock price is actually worth here. So if you're new to the channel, what I do is I look at the sales plus the income plus the market cap, add the cash, remove the debt, divided by the shares float, and that gives us our total, and then we're dividing that by our shares float to figure out the share price. In layman's terms, think of it as like a lemonade stand with you and your buddy. You guys do 100,000 in sales. You guys offer shares to each other, etc. You guys have 100,000 shares. You guys do $100,000 a year. Looking at a high level, it's like $1 per share, but you have to consider cost of goods, labor, taxes, etc. And not including future growth, because what if you open 2 lemonade stands? So that's kind of layman's terms. And the way I go about this is when I worked at a microcap company who was getting not audited, but they were getting reviewed by the financial company. I don't know what type of company it is, but they determine how much your shares are worth. Essentially, every $100 million in sales is a $1 stock price. So what I do is essentially, you'll see. So let's just go ahead and jump on into this. So they have 8,230,000,000 in market cap, and they have 562,700,000. Whoops. 562,700,000 in income, which is great. They do 22,999,000,000 in sales. That's great. Now let's add the cash and remove the debt. Going on down to the bottom. And just making sure this is in USD, which is right down here. You guys can't really see it, but just for posterity. USD. All right. Going back up to our cash. They have 1 billion. Something's off here because, yeah, so something's off here. I'm going to just go ahead and redo this real quick. So 8,230,000,000, correct, plus 562,700,000, like that, plus 22,990,000,000. That's where it was. Okay, that's correct now. Plus 1,114,900,000. Yep. Total debt being the billions. Yep. Total debt is 2,611,900,000. Like this. All right. And we're going to take this divided by 58,140,000. So this is showing a stock price of $520, which is crazy. Also figuring in that they do offer a dividend, so I don't have a way to bake that into my calculations. The highest analyst price for the stock was $195. So based off of my calculation, which I've been doing this for 8 years, there's a lot of upside to the stock. And I'm going to have to say that institutions own over 103% now. So Fintel, and we're going to look at LEA. I'm guessing over 103%, and it looks like I'm correct. 112%. Can you guys see that? Sorry, my computer's wigging out. 112%, and let's just see. You can kind of see it. It doesn't. You can kind of see this area is starting to break away from the downside trajectory. I just want to see if any big people have added. Big companies. So Vanguard has added. Harris Associates has trimmed. BlackRock maintains. PZNA Investment adds quite a bit. Buys. So hedge funds like this company. Yeah, I think I like this company as well. And just really quickly, let's look at their income really quick. So this is huge. So the trailing 12 months, they brought in 22.9 billion. Last year, they brought in 20.8 billion. So that's a nice jump year over year. And looking at the insider sales, I just want to confirm it looks, I want it to be options based, but let's see. Okay. So Scott Raymond sold 6,697 shares. He did get options of 11.9 thousand. Okay, and then he sold that as well. And then Scott Raymond again sold 1126. And then I don't see any other options for him. And then Scott Raymond sold, well, that same guy. Marianne sold 267. Marianne had 339. So that looks like it almost washes out. And then down here, Marianne 70. So that's 409. So that washes out. Alicia Davis sold 1,390. Alicia Davis 642. Alicia Davis 1203. Almost washes out. And then Carl Esposito sold 8,000 shares. Carl Esposito, where are you? There we go. 2,500 shares. So, Carl Esposito. Yeah, so it kind of looks like they're getting options and then they're selling to convert. So potentially, that's good. Gross profit, huge jumps right here. 1.5 billion to 1.8 billion. And sorry if it's small on screen. So I really like this one. I think I'm going to take a position in it next week. I want to wait and see what happens here, but it actually looks like this is in a bullish flag, and it did break out of a triangle right here. You can see the resistance of this purple line and the support of this blue line break out up here, and then it's kind of coming down like a flag. So, yeah, I like this one. It's getting actually really hot on the daily. The money flow's coming in. MACD also pretty warm. So yeah, I might DCA into this one next week. Just maybe $10 Monday, $10 Wednesday, $10 Friday. We'll see. But I am watching this one next week for sure. That wraps up my Robinhood 2023 video. Sorry, this one's a little bit longer than normal. Overall, I had around a 3% gain. The S&P 500 did around 20. Let's see, SPY stock. And I call the SPY, I type in SPY stock because it allows me to do year to date here versus SPY ETF, which it is an ETF. So year to date was 24.8%. So again, I always say if you're going to be in the market, just buy the S&P 500. Yeah. You do you. I also have M1 Finance where I do purchase into the S&P 500, the VOO. What was the VOO at this year? I'm going to say 24.7. 24.8. So 0.01% less than S&P 500, but less fees. So it's a more efficient holding. So with that, you guys, I hope you're doing well. I'm so excited for 2024. Fun things are on the horizon. I don't have any other new projects other than I'm just a stock market nerd. I'm going back to school to pursue my bachelor's. I just have a couple years left because I'm taking 1 or 2 classes at a time because it's so stupid expensive. Not trying to get into debt. So thank you for sticking around for this year, and see you guys next year. Have a fun and safe 2024.